Every morning in Tokyo, 78-year-old Hiroshi Tanaka lifts weights. Real weights, not 3-pound dumbbells. We're talking 20, 30, sometimes 40 pounds over his head. No trainer watching, no protective gear, just him, a simple barbell, and a routine he's followed since his 60th birthday. Meanwhile, across the Pacific in suburban America, millions of people his age are told the same thing by their doctors. Just keep walking. Walk around the block, walk at the mall, walk on the treadmill. And while walking is good, it's not enough. Because here's what nobody's telling you. Walking alone won't protect your bones. It won't rebuild the muscle you're losing every single year. And it certainly won't prevent the one injury that changes everything after 60. The fall that steals your independence. A groundbreaking 2020 analysis of over 25,000 older adults revealed something that should fundamentally change how we think about fitness after 60. Exercise reduced fall rates by 23%. That's thousands of broken hips, shattered wrists, and lost independence prevented. But here's the stunning part. Not all exercises were equal. Walking helped, yes. But 5 specific types of movement outperformed walking by such a wide margin that surgeons, physical therapists, and longevity researchers are now calling them non-negotiable after 60. And the best part? You don't need a gym membership, no fancy equipment, no hour-long sessions. Just 15 to 20 minutes a few times a week of the right movements, done the right way. So, if you're over 60 and your knees crack when you stand, your balance feels shakier than it used to, or you've noticed your arms getting thinner even though your weight hasn't changed, stay close. You're about to discover 5 surgeon-approved exercises that do what walking alone simply cannot. Before we dive in, drop your name and where you're watching from in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Number 5. Resistance training with light weights. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. Right now, as you're watching this, your muscles are disappearing. After age 50, you lose roughly 1 to 2% of your muscle mass every single year. That's not a metaphor, that's physiology. It's called sarcopenia, and it's why your arms look different than they did a decade ago. Why opening jars feels harder. Why carrying groceries up the stairs leaves you winded. And here's what makes it dangerous. When muscle disappears, strength vanishes even faster. Studies show that muscle strength declines 2.5 to 4 times faster than muscle size. Which means you're not just losing muscle, you're losing the ability to catch yourself when you stumble, to stand up from a chair without using your arms, to live independently. Walking doesn't reverse this. It can't. Because walking, while excellent for your heart, doesn't challenge your muscles enough to trigger growth. But resistance training does. When researchers at the Mayo Clinic analyzed the effects of strength training on older adults, they found something remarkable. Resistance training didn't just slow muscle loss, it reversed it. After just 12 weeks of lifting weights twice a week, adults in their 70s and 80s showed muscle fiber growth comparable to people 20 years younger. Their bones got denser, their balance improved, their risk of falling dropped significantly, and you don't need heavy weights to see results. A study published in 2025 found that older adults using light resistance, just 5 to 10-pound dumbbells, combined with slow, controlled movements, built strength just as effectively as heavier loads. The secret? Time under tension. Instead of rushing through 10 quick reps, you move slowly. 3 seconds up, hold for 1, 3 seconds down. Your muscles shake, they burn, but they grow. Start with simple movements. Bicep curls while sitting in a chair. Shoulder presses with soup cans if that's what you have. Seated rows using a resistance band. 3 times a week, 10 to 15 minutes. That's all it takes to tell your body, we're not giving up this muscle. Not today, not ever. Number 4. Balance training that actually challenges you. Here's a question most people over 60 never think about until it's too late. When was the last time you stood on one foot for more than 10 seconds? If you're like most Americans, you probably can't. And that's a problem, because a 2023 study found that adults over 60 who couldn't balance on one leg for 10 seconds had an 84% higher risk of death within the next decade. Not from falling, from everything. Heart disease, stroke, cognitive decline. Why? Because balance isn't just about not falling, It's a window into how well your brain and body are communicating. Walking on flat ground doesn't challenge your balance. It's too predictable. Your body learns the pattern and goes on autopilot. But deliberate balance training, movements that force your brain to constantly adjust and recalibrate, that's where the magic happens. Research from Tufts University, involving nearly 8,000 seniors, found that balance and functional exercises reduced fall rates by 24%. And falls that cause serious injuries? Those dropped by 43%. Broken bones? Down by 61%. So what does real balance training look like? It's standing on one foot while brushing your teeth. Sounds simple, but try it. Can you hold steady for 30 seconds without grabbing the counter? Next level. Stand on one foot with your eyes closed. Your brain will panic at first. That wobble you feel? That's your nervous system waking up. Practicing heel-to-toe walking, like you're on a tightrope. Walking backwards slowly. Standing on a pillow or folded towel to create an unstable surface. The beauty of balance training is that it's cumulative. Every time you challenge your balance, you're building new neural pathways, strengthening the tiny stabilizing muscles in your ankles, hips, and core. And here's the kicker. Most of these exercises can be done while watching TV, talking on the phone, or waiting for your coffee to brew. No special time carved out, just intentional moments scattered throughout your day that compound into better balance, better coordination, and a longer, independent life. Number 3. Chair-based strength movements. Let's talk about the chair. Not for sitting, for survival. Because there's one movement that predicts your longevity better than almost anything else. Your ability to get up from a chair without using your hands. Researchers call it the sit-to-stand test, and it's shockingly predictive. Adults over 60 who struggle to stand from a chair unassisted have a significantly higher risk of hospitalization, loss of independence, and early death. Not because the chair is the problem. The chair is the measurement. It reveals whether your leg muscles, your core, and your balance are strong enough to carry you through the next decade of your life. And here's what most people don't realize. You can train this. A 2025 study on chair exercises for older adults found that participants who practiced sit-to-stand repetitions just 3 times a week for 12 weeks improved their walking speed by 27%. 27%. That's the difference between walking confidently across a parking lot and shuffling nervously, afraid of losing your balance. Here's how you do it. Sit in a sturdy chair, feet flat on the ground, hip width apart. Cross your arms over your chest so you can't cheat by pushing off. Now stand up, slowly. Feel every muscle in your legs working, your glutes, your quads, your core stabilizing you. Pause at the top. Then sit back down with control. Don't collapse. Lower yourself like you're sitting on a fragile egg. That's 1 rep. Do 10. Rest. Do 10 more. Too easy? Hold a weight against your chest. Still too easy? Pause halfway up and hold for 5 seconds. The burn you feel? That's your muscles rebuilding. That's your independence being reinforced. Surgeons love this movement because it's functional. It mimics exactly what you need to do dozens of times a day. Getting up from the couch, standing from the toilet, climbing out of a car. Master the chair, and you master the foundation of independent living. Number 2. Tai Chi for movement medicine. Now we move from strength to flow, from force to grace. Because there's one ancient practice that surgeons, physical therapists, and neurologists all agree on. Tai Chi. And before you dismiss it as too slow, too gentle, or too foreign, listen to what the research says. A comprehensive 2023 review analyzing dozens of studies found that Tai Chi is as effective as physical therapy for preventing falls in older adults. And in some measures, it was better. Better for balance, better for joint mobility, better for reducing fear of falling, which is often what keeps people trapped indoors, sedentary, declining. Tai Chi looks like slow-motion dance. Fluid, continuous movements that flow from one to the next. Weight shifting from one leg to the other. Arms sweeping gently through space. Knees bending softly. It doesn't look hard, but after 5 minutes, you'll feel muscles you forgot existed. Your ankles stabilizing. Your hips opening. Your breath syncing with your movement. And that's when the real benefits emerge. Studies show that seniors who practice Tai Chi regularly have better proprioception. That's your body's ability to sense where it is in space. It's why Tai Chi practitioners rarely trip. Their brains are constantly tracking their body's position, making micro-adjustments, keeping them stable. And it's not just physical. Brain imaging studies reveal that Tai Chi increases grey matter volume in areas responsible for memory, attention, and emotional regulation. It's meditation in motion, strength training disguised as art. You don't need a class, though classes help. YouTube has hundreds of free Tai Chi routines designed for beginners. Start with 10 minutes, 3 times a week. Focus on the weight shifts, the slow, controlled movements, the quiet concentration. Within a month, you'll notice your balance improving, your joints feeling more fluid, your mind calmer. This isn't exercise, it's medicine without a prescription. Number 1. Resistance band training for full body mobility. And now we arrive at number 1. The movement that combines strength, flexibility, balance, and joint health into one simple tool. Resistance bands. These colorful strips of rubber might look like toys, but they're one of the most effective, surgeon-approved tools for rebuilding strength and mobility after 60. And here's why they beat walking by a mile. Resistance bands provide variable tension. Unlike weights that pull straight down, bands create resistance in every direction. Pull them apart, and your chest and shoulders work. Push them down, and your back and triceps engage. Wrap them around your thighs, and suddenly every squat, every step, every movement challenges your hips and glutes in ways walking never could. A 2025 study on resistance band training in older adults found that participants who used bands 3 times a week for 16 weeks increased their muscle strength by 30%, improved their functional mobility by 25%, and reported significantly less joint pain. Why less pain? Because bands allow you to strengthen muscles without overloading joints. Every exercise is smooth, controlled, adjustable. Too easy? Use a thicker band. Too hard? Use a lighter one, or reduce the range of motion. Your joints stay safe while your muscles grow. And because bands are so versatile, you can target every major muscle group in 15 minutes. Chest presses for upper body, rows for your back, lateral raises for shoulders, leg presses and kickbacks for lower body, rotational movements for your core. But here's what makes resistance bands truly special. They restore functional movement patterns. Life isn't about lifting weights straight up and down. It's about reaching overhead to grab something from a shelf, twisting to look behind you when backing up the car, bending down to pick up a grandchild. Resistance bands train those movements. They prepare your body for real life, not just the gym. Start simple. Get a set of 3 bands, light, medium, and heavy. Anchor one end to a door or sturdy post. Practice pulling, pushing, lifting, and rotating. 10 reps of each movement, 2 or 3 sets, 3 days a week. Your body will respond, muscles will wake up, joints will feel less stiff, and that nagging fear that your body is betraying you, it starts to fade. Because you're not just exercising, you're reclaiming your body. The choice is yours. Walking is wonderful. Don't stop walking. But if walking is all you do, you're leaving so much on the table. You're letting muscles disappear, bones weaken, balance deteriorate, and one day, sooner than you think, that decline will cost you something precious. Your independence, your confidence, your ability to live life on your terms. But it doesn't have to be that way. These 5 movements, resistance training, balance exercises, chair work, Tai Chi, and resistance bands, they're not complicated. They don't require hours. They don't require perfection. They just require a decision. A decision that your body is still worth investing in, that strength matters, that balance matters, that the next 10, 20, 30 years of your life are going to be lived fully, not just endured. Hiroshi Tanaka in Tokyo. He's 78 and still lifting because he decided at 60 that age wasn't going to steal his strength. You can make that same decision today, right now. Start with 1 exercise, just 1. Do it 3 times this week, then add another. Before you know it, you'll feel different, steadier, stronger, more alive. And that's not just fitness, that's freedom. So tell us, which of these 5 exercises are you going to try first? Drop it in the comments. Let's build a community of people who refuse to let age define what's possible.